Testing. Testing. Cool. Wow. So I haven't recorded in quite some time, and I'm not gonna hold you. Being able to hear my voice while I'm talking, it's distracting me, if you couldn't tell by how slow I'm talking. So I'm gonna go ahead and lower that. Wow. Okay, here's the good stuff. I can still hear the piano though. I hear me very quiet though. I don't want to put it all the way mute just so I can make sure it's still working in the background. Anyway, damn, I can't even remember the name of this song. Listen, I know a lot of people love this song, and people have asked for me to make like different versions of it, like beginner, easy, medium, hard, expert, or whatever. Or at least people think my version is considered expert, and I'm gonna show you here today why it's not. Because it's easy. But maybe expert things could be easy. So let's start. Right hand. Disclaimer. I play by ear. So for convenience, let's just treat everything from this point on, every video upload, as C major. I don't have time to be like, oh, this is actually B flat, or B natural. Or I don't. Anyway, let's get into it. Real easy. Right hand is 3 notes: F sharp, A, C sharp. Now you're gonna roll these notes. You're not gonna play it as a chord. So when I say roll, I think in sheet music that's like a squiggly line, right? You can basically, it means hitting like 1, 2, 3. Rather than hitting a full chord like this, you can roll. So you're not necessarily hitting one note at a time, giving it like a big pause in between. You're just rolling the notes. So you can practice this, right? So it's really the same motion going upwards. So we're going to start with a roll. Again, F sharp, A, C sharp. Then you're going to do F sharp, A, then C sharp. And when you hit that C sharp after doing F sharp, A, you're going to be hitting it in that same chord you started with, right? You can play it easy, right? Playing it easy would be this. That's boring. Like, if you can learn the chords, so to speak, or add some extra notes in, and I make this tutorial / piano lesson easy for you, then why not? Like, why not just learn the hardest thing right from the get-go? So you just repeat that again. So you can see, in case of my hands blocking, right? And you can do it faster, right? Like, practice going slow until you're hitting it fast enough where it almost sounds like it's being played as a chord, which is all 3 at the same time. You're just playing it a little bit slower than that or faster. And you're using, what is this, 1, 3, 5, right? Fingers 1, 2, 3, 5, right? Middle finger, thumb, pinky. Right? And then you know it has that loop. So that part is almost comes across as a hesitancy, right? You're doing this. Right there. You stop at F sharp, and then you start over with the roll chord, right? Of the F sharp, A, and C sharp. You're not gonna go back to just playing it once. So let me show you what I mean. You're gonna do this. right there. Then you're gonna hit the chord. Okay. Next part. Now I added that extra note in for a little flair, you know, which is A. So G sharp, A, E. And you're gonna hit A and E, right, at the same time. But I don't always hit chords without rolling my notes. Something about rolling those notes that's just so beautiful. So here again, G sharp, A, and then A and E at the same time, then A again. Next part, G sharp, A. Yep. Sorry. ADHD brain fart. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm not gonna hold y'all. It's been a while since I played this. I haven't played this since the date of the recorded video, so I'm just operating on memory here. Like, I'm just going by how I hear it in my head. Yeah. Right, so this part I like to turn into chords, kind of like adding some extra notes to fill it up so it doesn't sound so empty. Sorry. As you can see, I just played it 2 different ways, so I'm just experimenting right now. I'm trying to figure out what would be easy for you to learn, but still fun. So, G sharp, A, C sharp, G sharp, A, E. Now, if we wanted to add some notes, you can hit C sharp and A at the same time, so then you can turn this into a chord where you are kind of like playing all the notes at once, or you can roll it. So yeah, let's start that over, sorry. G sharp, A and C sharp. Then the next note is going to be G sharp, but you're going to add it. You're going to roll all these notes. A, C sharp, G sharp. Use your pinky, hit A. Hitting that single note by itself will really give it some clarity there, because you've been using all these extra notes to fill up all this space in the meantime. So you want to like give the song a chance to breathe, right? And then you're going to come back down and you're going to hit A and E at the same time. Right? And now, since we learned that part, because this is pretty much right before the beat breaks down, but it's also like kind of how the song is sampled in general. So let's go to the main chord progressions of your left hand. It's D major, B minor, F sharp major. Oh, minor. I don't know. Let me see. Yep. So F sharp minor, and then A major. So what does that mean? Don't worry about it. So when you're learning this part, now you can play that part by itself, or you can start off a little bit soft. And again, throughout the whole song, you're going to be playing this chord progression. You're just playing it differently in an improvisational way. And maybe that's too much information thrown at you at once. So let's take it back a notch. So if we want to play it nice and delicately, like how the song starts off in the beginning, right? We can go ahead and start with D major. That's gonna be D, F sharp, A. You can make this a full one. You can make it a 7. You can just do 3 notes. You can add B. You can play these notes by themselves. You can create patterns, right? And so all of that, I'll show you how to do some of that in a second while playing this. Right? So again, D, F sharp, A, C sharp. I love 7ths. Same thing here. Oops. So let's continue with the left hand chord progressions so we can start learning more of the intricacies of how to play these chords. Next chord, B minor. Let's just say B minor 7th for the hell of it. B, D, F sharp, A. I guess technically if it's a minor, that would be a flat, and that would make this what? G flat. See, I don't have time for all that. And this is why I say, let's just treat everything as C major, because I'm not here to teach you music theory in a traditional sense, because that's not what I learned, and that's not what this is about. This is about learning how to play and not gatekeeping how to play the piano by saying, hey, you need to go and learn how to read sheet music to learn this. Do I discourage sheet music from being learned? No. If you can understand it, go ahead. But I think everybody should, if you have the privilege to play the piano, why the fuck not? So, anyway, B, D, F sharp, A. And you can just go back and forth with these, right? These chords that I'm giving you. If you're just like learning the piano, this is your first song playing, just go up and down. You know, this is the same thing you would be doing with pattern scales, right? Oops. Wasn't looking. But yeah, it's the same thing. So you're doing that here. Next one, F minor. Yeah, let's do F minor 7th. F sharp, A, C sharp, E. Same thing here. You can do patterns too. Now this is the expert part, right? But really, I'm just improvising here. Like it's not as fancy as, and I say that literally, like you're just going through the scales, going through the motions. Like, don't even worry about hitting each note perfectly. Like, just learn how to hear what sounds incorrect, right? So if I played, let's see, that sounds incorrect, right? But let's see what's around it. We already see that in our left hand there's 3 notes, right? So that I know for a fact, since I'm hitting these 3, I can always hit the same note an octave up. I can hit right here that F sharp here. I can hit right here that A. But let's figure out what else is going on. That's probably that key for that chord. Almost sounds melodic, but hey, I'm just going based off of high school memories there. Next one is A major. You can play A, 7, 9. I would say for here you can play 8th and 9th, or if I'm saying that right. So that's just A, C sharp, E, A. Or you could play B. You could play both there. You could dance around this. You could add D. So next thing you know is, oh, I gotta learn how to play both of this at the same time. That's where, if this really is your first time playing a song on the piano, I think playing both hands at the same time can be very discouraging. I remember being 5 years old and having a hard time with that, like crying, because I knew it was pretty much in short the process of getting both sides of your brain to operate at the same time. So, you know, take your time. Don't feel compelled to have this all down by the end of this video. And no, I don't plan on editing any of this out. So, let's see. Right? And I would say, like, basically, for the beginning part of that song, you want to start at middle D, okay? So what I mean by middle D is, like, you know, find your middle C, just go to the D that's next to it, boom. The beginning part starts soft like that. Then the song gets crazy, right? Quote unquote, piano-wise, you're playing the same chords I already taught you, and now this time you're opening it up to, like, 2 octaves, right? Like 1, 2, 3, right? And you're playing the same chords: D, B minor, F sharp minor, A major, and you're just kind of doing that with one hand. Now that looks crazy. Wow, what the hell was that? Don't worry about it. Let's focus on the right hand. So this is what I was doing on my right hand. So I turned it into, instead of just playing these 3-note chords or roll chord, you can play it like this. You can add a D here, and you can also turn your thumb on the side, right, and press 2 notes at the same time. So you're playing D and E at the same time while having F sharp, A, and C sharp. Right? Or you can remove that. It depends what type of improvisation you're doing. Let's remove E and you do this. Right? And you're just kind of going back and forth like this. Boom, 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 boom. So think about it like drums, right? And sometimes you can hit this at the same time rather than, let's say, like you're doing this pattern, right? This side. So, this is what I mean by side, right? At some point, you don't have to just switch like that. You can hit the whole thing at once just to represent this 1-note D. And let me show you what that means here. So rather than doing this, right, you can do this. Sorry for the mistake, but basically, and you can hear that, right? You hear that in the song. Right? So now your left hand. So let's say we're playing D major, right? Let's add more notes here. Let's say if we're doing D major, right? Let's say I told you, right? D, F sharp, A. And you're playing it as an eighth or whatever, and you hit the other D here. You do that same thing all the way up. You're just going up and down like a scale for all these chords. Make this as simple as possible for you, but it's gonna sound awesome because you're using more notes on your keyboard, and so it sounds more powerful. Like it gives you, or somewhat replicates, that same power that is played in the song when the beat breaks, right? So same thing with A. A, C sharp, E, A. And sometimes what I really like to do is rather than going up 1, I like to move fast enough to where I'm basically playing the same thing here, here, and here. And so what I mean by that is, by the time I go up here, rather than going to C sharp, E, and A again, I bring my hand over, use my pinky, and repeat that same thing. And at this point, all it's about is moving your wrist. And then you can just do that faster and faster. And so when you combine that, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to hit A, but you know, same thing for damn, yeah, don't rip me for that. I meant B minor. You're doing the same thing for B minor, right? Hopefully I fixed the audio here, because I like accidentally, it looks like an accident, but I don't like when my screensaver comes on, so I press space to get out of it, but it stopped the recording. So hopefully I can fix all that. We're competent enough to do that because what a drag. Anyway, so you're doing the same thing. B minor, B, D, F sharp, B, B, D, F sharp, B, right? You need to play the same thing backwards. Then you do the same thing with F sharp minor chord, whatever. F sharp, A, C sharp, F sharp, F sharp, A, C sharp, F sharp, F sharp, A, C sharp, F sharp. Then you do the same thing again for A major, A, C sharp, E, A, C sharp, E, A, C sharp, E, A. And that's really the whole song, y'all. I know you probably think, what? But yeah, that really is. So sorry, it's a little delayed for me right now. And then so right here, really easy. F sharp, G sharp, A. And so what I'm doing when I hit A, rather than hitting it by itself, I'm hitting F sharp at the same time. So it's this. A and E, A. Sorry. Okay, so this is kind of like an inversion of A major. So here you're gonna play A major 7th, which is A, C sharp, E, G sharp, and you're gonna roll these notes, right? And then you're gonna use your wrist to do that, you know, those high side hopping things, like I said, right? And you're gonna hit A major, so it's gonna be A major 7th, and then A major. Then you got the other one where sometimes it does this. Then you go back. And that's the song. Now, time to sync the video audio, and damn, I hope you were able to learn from this. If this is too complicated for you, or if you felt like I was rushing, do not worry. You can just rewind this video. No pressure.